Welcome to Infinite Heart Stories, where we explore the depths of human emotion and the power of resilience in every journey. Meet Elena, a 42-year-old accountant who spent her days crunching numbers while her soul quietly longed for something much more meaningful. She had chosen the path of safety and stability, burying her vibrant dreams of becoming a writer under mountains of financial reports. Once, her heart burned with the desire to write novels, start a business, or study the complex depths of human psychology. But fear whispered that art was too risky, so she locked her creativity away and chose a paycheck over her true passion. Decades passed in the blink of an eye, and the vibrant colors of her youth faded into the monochrome of routine. The turning point arrived on her 42nd birthday, a quiet evening that was supposed to be a celebration of another year. As she watched the flickering flames, a heavy realization crashed down on her like a tidal wave of overwhelming regret and sorrow. She realized she had traveled more than halfway through her life without accomplishing the single thing she had truly wanted to do. Tears streamed down her face as the weight of lost time and abandoned dreams felt too heavy for her heart to bear. She felt hollow, convinced that she had missed her chance and that the ship of her destiny had already sailed away. The next day, she met her friend Maria, confessing her deep despair and the belief that it was too late to start. Maria listened patiently, then smiled softly, and shared a story about her own grandmother that would change Elena's perspective forever. She told Elena that her grandmother had picked up a paintbrush for the very first time at the age of 78. Despite her age, she found immense joy and purpose in art, proving that creativity does not have an expiration date attached. Elena was stunned to hear that someone could discover a new passion so late in life and still find success in it. Maria wiped away a tear and reminded her friend that life is not a race against others, but a journey of self-discovery. Walking home through the park, Elena pondered the idea that perhaps her timeline was not as broken as she had once thought. She sat on a bench next to an elegant older woman who seemed to radiate a sense of deep peace and wisdom. Noticing Elena's troubled expression, the woman smiled and pointed toward a magnificent Japanese maple tree swaying gently in the autumn breeze. She asked Elena if she knew the ancient proverb about the best time to plant a tree for shade and beauty. The woman said softly, "The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, so it would be tall today." Elena felt a pang of regret, thinking of the 20 years she had lost. But the woman was not finished speaking yet. With a knowing look, she added the most important part. "But the second best time to plant that tree is right now." Those words struck a chord deep within her soul, shattering the illusion that she was too late to begin her journey. She realized that mourning the lost years would only waste the precious time she still had left to create her future. That evening, Elena went home and retrieved her old laptop, blowing off the dust that represented years of neglect and fear. She stared at the blinking cursor, not with fear this time, but with the excitement of a second chance at life. She started small, writing just a few sentences each night after work, reclaiming her dream one word at a time. She studied the craft with the hunger of a student, realizing that her life experience gave her stories more depth now. Mornings became her sanctuary, a quiet time dedicated to planting her tree, nurturing her creativity before the world demanded her attention. Her day job no longer felt like a prison, but a means to support her true passion, changing her entire attitude. A year passed, and at the age of 43, Elena held a literary magazine that featured her very first published short story. It was a small victory, but it proved that the lies she had told herself about being too late were false. She did not stop there. She began working on a full-length novel, pouring her soul into characters who overcame their struggles. She joined writing groups, realizing that her age was an asset, providing wisdom and perspective that younger writers had yet to gain. 3 years of discipline and passion culminated in the moment she typed "The End" on the manuscript of her debut novel. At 46, Elena stood before a crowd, holding her published novel, a testament to the power of starting late, but starting. Her friends cheered, and she spotted the wise woman from the park, who nodded in approval of the tree Elena planted. A young woman approached her, confessing that she was afraid she was too old to pursue her dreams at 25. Elena laughed kindly and shared her story, becoming the inspiration for someone else, just as the women before had been for her. The difference between the woman sobbing over her birthday cake and the published author was simply the decision to finally begin. Her journey debunks the toxic lie that because others started earlier, you can never catch up or find your own success. Life is not a competitive sprint. It is a personal marathon where your only true opponent is the person you were yesterday. It shatters the belief that time has been wasted. In reality, every past experience adds depth and richness to your current work. Your past failures and mundane years are the fertile soil from which your new dreams can grow stronger and more resilient. Finally, it destroys the fear that it is too late for anything to matter, proving that meaning can be created any time. Just like a winter bloom, success that comes later in life often carries a sweeter fragrance and a deeper sense of gratitude. Elena did not get those 20 years back, but she made sure that the next 20 were filled with purpose and passion. The best time to plant your tree may have been years ago, but do not let that stop you from planting today. Whether you are 30, 50, or 80, the potential to reinvent yourself remains alive as long as you are breathing. Stop looking at the clock with regret, and start looking at the calendar with anticipation for what you can still build. Regret is a heavy anchor that holds you in the harbor, while action is the wind that finally sets you free. You have not missed the boat. You are simply building a new vessel that is better suited for the journey ahead. Take that first small step today. Write that first page, paint that first stroke, or learn that first chord without fear. Do not let the fear of being behind stop you from getting started, for the only true failure is never trying at all. Elena's story is a reminder that your timeline is unique, and your late start might just be your perfect timing. The universe does not judge you for how long you waited. It only celebrates the moment you finally decided to show up. Your story is not over. In fact, the most exciting chapters may be the ones you are about to write today. Reignite the flame that you thought had extinguished, and let it guide you out of the shadows of your past regrets. By pursuing your dreams, you not only heal yourself, but also light the way for others who are lost in darkness. Every detour you took was necessary to bring you to this exact moment of realization and readiness for your true calling. Look at your life not as a timeline of missed opportunities, but as a canvas, waiting for your next bold stroke. It is never too late to rewrite your story, for the ink of your life never truly runs dry until the end. History is full of people who bloomed late, proving that the autumn of life can be just as colorful as spring. Forgive yourself for the time you think you lost, and embrace the time you have now with open arms and heart. Tie your shoes, pick up your pen, or open your laptop. The world is waiting for the gift only you offer. Let the story of Elena be the spark that ignites your own transformation, reminding you that today is a perfect beginning. As George Eliot once famously said, "It is never too late to be what you might have been in this life." So, what is the tree you have been waiting to plant? Go out and plant it today, without hesitation or fear. Your future self will thank you for starting now, just as Elena thanked the version of herself that finally chose to try. Thank you for joining us on this journey of redemption and hope. And remember that your heart knows the way forward. If this story touched your soul, please like and subscribe to Infinite Heart Stories for more tales of inspiration and courage. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that it is not too late, and help us spread this message. Until next time, keep planting your seeds and believe in the power of your own timing. Goodbye from Infinite Heart Stories.